Hello, Miss Graves. I hope you're having a good week. So here are my points, and the first point was that in the first and last chapter, Kurt Vonnegut is talking in first person, and I never really realized this, and I think like it could possibly mean that Kurt is Billy in some way. Like, well, they've both gone through the same things, and I think Kurt just wants us to know that he has been there from the beginning to the end. So he's just making those kind of appearances in the first chapter, talking in the first person, and then in the last chapter, talking in the first person too. I mean, and the rest of the book, he's not really talking in first person. Okay, my second point is that Billy can look directly to the destruction, and I feel like either he just didn't care because he just kind of wanted to die, like not that he wanted to die, but he didn't have the will to live throughout the whole book. And I feel like he just didn't see it as such a big deal because he didn't really like care, or that he had suffered from so much already that he just wasn't focused enough to see like the whole destruction, that he was like being there in that moment, and he didn't really see it even though it was in front of his very eyes. He just never really realized that he was in a big deal. He just never thought that it was that big of a deal, I guess. Then the third point, I said it was the shape of the Trifalmadorians because I also didn't notice this whenever I was reading the book. And they have the shape of a plunger. And what I said is that I think that the shape of the plunger has a significance in a way that plungers try to get the things that we don't want from the toilet, kind of. So I just said that Billy is trying to evacuate those problems and take away those problems by just being in Trafalmador with all the Trafalmadorians and being there strong and independent, and he feels good about himself. I said it can be portrayed in a way that makes it easier for the audience to understand it, and it can have a better effect on the audience by using detailed description to appeal to the person's emotions. Because if you use fiction, then it's going to be more entertaining, and it's going to be like, oh, okay, this is cool. But if it's just realistic, you are kind of gonna be depressed the whole thing, the whole book. So I think it just engages the audience better. I said that it showed that it's complicated or difficult to be accurately portrayed because it's just kind of hard to explain war for those who haven't been there. Yes, you can say that there were a lot of bodies and that it was really a difficult time, but you can't really explain the feeling of being in war. So I just guess literature just does what it can, but doesn't really accurately give a description of war.